Sag. My name is Audrey Alison. Thank you for tuning in and for watching and for your patience. It's the very last day of May. No better time than this day to get these videos handled and get them out there. I'm sorry for the delay. It's been a very hectic month. And thanks to you, YouTubers, because I've been reading for a lot of you Sagittarians. So let me jump into this. And I have the cards and I've got the stars. Let's see what's going on. I've got this cool construction dry erase board that I've manifested and created with all these crazy magic markers. And I'm kind of into it, so I'll be looking to the side a little bit. Okay, so the big news in June is that we have a Mercury retrograde. It's our second one out of the 3 that we get annually. And this retrograde is on the 7th of June through the 30th of June, or July 1st. And the first half of this retrograde, Mercury retrogrades from the 7th to the 17th in Cancer, in your 8th house, 3 degrees Cancer. This is your 8th house of rebirth, regeneration, of sex and death, and transformation, change. Okay, so what this means is that there's a slower, calming, rethinking, reanalyzing, revising, rewriting of how you want to transform, of these changes. You're thinking how things will work best for you. Rebirthing of the self in the 8th house. You could be rethinking how you are changing and rethinking how you are sexually. The second part of the retrograde, Mars goes into Gemini. He retrogrades deeper from the 17th through the end of June into Gemini, and this is your 7th house. Gemini is your polar opposite, and this is your relationship sector. For those of you who are married or in committed relationships, or in a relationship that you're serious about, a retrograde of Mercury will slow down the communications in this sector, and will also slow down the pace of this relationship. So don't freak out or bug out on your partner because things aren't keeping the same pace as they were. Don't take it personally either. This is a time for rest, for recuperative rest, and just for kind of going inward. I don't think this is a detrimental retrograde. I just feel that there's a slower pace here in the 8th and 7th house. You might not have as much sex in your relationship. These could combine. The 8th and 7th house combined could be a slower time in those realms, and that's okay. The body might need a minute to rest. On the 9th, Neptune is retrograding at 7 degrees Pisces. Neptune has been stationed in Pisces, the sign that it rules, for quite some time, and will be there for a minute. This is your 4th house. Neptune retrograding, though, I'd like to say this, is a really great position because Neptune direct, Neptune is the planet of fantasy and illusion and drugs and alcohol and addiction, but Neptune, it's cloudiness. Neptune direct is cloudiness, nebulous realms, and with Neptune retrograding, people are seeing things for what they are, for exactly what they should be, and this is in your 4th house of home. You might awaken from a real rose-colored glasses slumber and say, where the hell am I living? I don't want to live here anymore. Why the hell, why aren't we doing something to this house we live in? So there might be some realizations in the 4th house. You could realize that you're not really happy with your environment. Or you could realize that you are happy with your environment, and when Neptune's direct, you're just dissatisfied with where you are, but you can't do anything about changing it just yet. But next to Neptune direct, we have Chiron also in Pisces, Chiron the wounded healer, the asteroid. Chiron is retrograding on the 20th of June in this same sector. You're healing from past issues, okay? Chiron retrograding goes even deeper to expel the levels of dirt to the surface, to clear them out. Sagittarians could be going very deep into their past, family, 4th house of home, your roots, where you came from. Any issues that haven't been dealt with, abuse, Neptune, oh, Neptune and Chiron could mean a lot of Sagittarians are dealing with addiction, family members who had addiction problems growing up, or still do, but you're not in the home anymore. You're healing. There is something going on deep in you with these in the fourth that I think you're finally clearing away by the end of June, by the rest of some of these transits I'll get to. It's a very positive thing, okay? Now, if you're dealing with addiction yourself, I couldn't think of a better month to actually get some things to the surface and make some changes about it. Changes. The 8th house. Regeneration, where Mercury's retrograde. Ah, it's making sense. Take note of the things that you need to get into check, Sag, you know? You got to get it together. Because you have a full moon on the 13th. This is 22 degrees Sagittarius. You have lunar support here. Full moons bring things to an ending. I have a feeling a lot of Sagittarians are giving up a vice, giving up an addiction. Absolutely. And if you wanted to, you have a lot of planetary support to do so, because the full moon is in the first house of self, for self-reflection, ego, personality, what you want to work on for the self. I see this. Okay, so on the 17th, Mercury's retrograding deeper again into Gemini, into that 7th house sector. Okay, so your relationship might be at a little slower pace. Nothing detrimental. On the 21st of June, the Sun enters Cancer at 6:51 Eastern Standard Time. This is the first day of summer, the longest day of the year, my birthday. This is actually affecting your 8th house again. The Sun is now shining in this 8th house of change. Check this out. On the full moon of the 13th, from the 1st of June till the 13th, the thought process of giving up some vice or giving up some addiction, could even be a relationship addiction, but I'm feeling it's more about the Neptune-ruled addictions of drugs and alcohol, or possibly a sex addiction in the 8th house. But if whatever you're cutting off, whatever you're shedding, the thought process of this starts before the 13th. Then it has the energy to implement this change with the Sun going into Cancer in this 8th house of change on the 21st of June. On the 23rd of June, Venus goes into Gemini as well in the 7th house. A Venus transit is one of my favorite transits. I love it. She goes every 28 days into a new sign, giving them a boost. You'll actually get a little energy across the astrological wheel of looking better at this time too, Sag, even though Venus isn't going into your 1st house of image or self. It is going directly across from you, directly across from your 1st house in the 7th house. So you could look a little better at this time too. But Sagittarius never have a bad time looking sexy. Very good looking sign. The Centaur. Okay, the 25th of June through the 28th, we have an opposition in the sky that happens every 2 years. But Uranus is going to be stationed directly opposite, opposing Mars, who's been now direct in Libra. So this is an exact opposition. So this is your 5th to your 11th house. The 5th house of children to the 11th house of friends and clubs. Children could be placed in organizations at this time, or clubs, 4-H camps. Yes, 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 camps. That's what that means too. I mean, I do these things off the top of my head. I mean, I have my charts here, but I don't practice these, so when it comes to me, I get excited about it too. Camp time for the kiddies. Send them away, Sag. Bye. Have fun summer camp. Mommy and Daddy will be relaxing on the porch, drinking, or giving up our cocktails. Okay. That opposition. Okay, so oppositions are tense. Okay, so the 5th and 11th are hit here, but there's a freedom to this intensity. After the opposition changes, there's a liberation here. So this could very well mean those of you that have children, investigate that camp option. It's also 5th house of creative endeavors and romance. You could find romance with a friend, friendships in the 11th house at that time. On the 27th, now I love this. I love that the full moons are first, going into the new, because we end the month with a new moon. And this is also in Cancer. So this is 5 degrees Cancer in your 8th house, where Jupiter has been comfortably stationed. New moon, Jupiter, and the Merc retro next to the sun. It's really about the 7th and 8th house combo for you, Sag. I feel like you'll, the new moon, if you want to plant your seeds of intention regarding a rebirthing of yourself, of this new image, of this new you. 8th house is also shared resources. If you're looking to group up your monies with a suitable friend in the 11th or a partnership. Now, Mercury clears his shadow on the 26th of July. Even though he goes direct on the 1st of July, he needs a minute to get back to his regular full speed ahead pace. So safely plan your trips after the 1st of July if you can hold out for summer travels. If you can wait even longer, the 26th on, you're smooth sailing. Let me get to your cards, and I also want to thank you so much for booking with me. This has been a very productive month and a hectic month, but I'm so thankful for you subscribing and choosing me to read for you, because I know there's a lot of options out there. And thank you for Google Plusing me. I appreciate that too. It's really overwhelming. Here's what the cards have to say, and I'll show you these. This is the card of passion, sex, sacrifice. It's a lot of 8th house energy too, which is activated for you. But the gray wolf is, ooh, someone's cooking steak. I love it. The gray, or I smell it, and it's just such a good smell. The gray wolf is someone who is overcome, kind of like how I am right now, smelling a good piece of beef. But this energy is, there's something stirring in you, and very passionately, and it's a fire card for you, Sag, so you identify with that intensity. I think that you're going to be your sexual energy needs a rest in the first 3 weeks, and then it picks up again, because you don't want that pause too long. You want to keep active in that realm. And the Lover's card. This is representative of Gemini. That's their card, and you have so much going on in Gemini this month, because that's your polar opposite. This is your 7th house of relationships. Sag, you're hooking up. For those of you who aren't in a relationship, you have such a good option for sex and the physical encounters, but you could meet someone also how you earn your money. You could meet someone on your daily routine, very close to you. These 3 combined. I want to pull another card. Yeah, something's going on with your routines. The 5 of Swords is someone working very hard, the ironsmith, the blacksmith, fixing what is wrong, righting your wrongs, knowing what works versus what doesn't work. Excuse me. By the end of the month, you're going to know the best way to structure your day, and even if your pace is slower for you, Sag, I think it'll be worth it for your sanity, your peace of mind. Go with whatever makes you feel right inside. It'll be a good thing. You might have to really switch up your routine in order to get where you need to be, everything done in the day, but it's very positive in the 7th and 8th house overall. So I like that for you. If you'd like to read with me, my name is Audrey Alison. I book all through the week. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you in July. Have a sweet day. Bye.